DJ Aceman, Big Don, FKP right here, any given Monday morning, live right now with week 2 of the NFL season. How's it going, boys?
Not bad. How about yourself, DJs, man?
Good, good. Another exciting day in the NFL, of course. We're going to get to all the games. And, of course, tonight's main event, the Bears and the Packers, live at Lambeau at 8:20. We're going to get into that a little bit later. But first, let's talk a little bit about what went on today in the NFL. This game just went final just a few minutes ago. Arizona Cardinals upset the Vegas Raiders on the road 29-23 in overtime. Let's discuss this. What do you guys? Let's first start with Big Don. What are your thoughts of this game?
Well, the Cardinals almost blew it when when they had Murray for the freaking ball in the end zone on the 1 yard line. But thankfully, the Cardinals came out with a turnover during overtime, and they came out with a victory. It was a very tight game towards the end of it. Kyler Murray, he's silencing the critics right now with his video game playing, and he went out there and balled today. And the Cardinals came over with a W. The Raiders, on the other hand, they look like absolute shit. I think Josh McDaniels has carried over his traditions from past head coaching experiences. He was the head coach of Denver for like 1 year. And let me tell you something. This is going to be a bumpy ride for the Raiders because if they keep this up, they're going to be last in that division. I'm telling you.
FKP, what are your thoughts on this?
The Raiders forgot what defense was pretty much, and they reverted back to LOL Raiders. Yep. Devontae Adams can only save you for so long. While he has been actually very good for this team, they still don't have an O-line. They still don't know how to run the ball, and at the same time, they were ahead 20-0, or 20-7 to be more exact, going into the third quarter, and they somehow blew a lead in OT. They even had 13 seconds left, where all they had to do was just hold the Cardinals, prevent them from even getting a touchdown, and lo and behold, they allowed it. This is on the Raiders themselves, and also on the coaching. While this team actually looks very good offensively, the defense still shows from many years wear and tear, and that still has many issues. I would say I agree with Don, is that this coaching staff's being put into question a little bit. And it's kind of not really a surprise. It's just, man, the Raiders had such high expectations right now. It's starting to be dwindled a little bit.
Just looking at the stats from this game, the Raiders had 325 total yards, while the Cardinals had 413 yards. One big thing of this game, though, was the big fumble that Don mentioned earlier in the game for the Raiders, and also the penalties, too. I mean, they had 68 yards off of 10 penalties, while the Cardinals, on the other hand, had 120 yards off of 12 penalties. And it seems like even though seems like it's a big storyline, it seems like the Cardinals were able to push through on this game. Just looking at it also at Derek Carr, he went 25 for 39, 253 yards, 2 touchdowns, while Murray went 31 for 49 with 277 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. But just looking at the box score of this game, it really seems like the Raiders had times where they could have just put the game away, but in the end, the Cardinals in the fourth quarter had lockdown defense and took a risk and gambled and won the game.
They played sloppy. They just played sloppy. That's it. They didn't play the full game. They pulled how should I say this? They pulled the Atlanta Falcon.
Yep.
20-7. There it is. Or 20,
how are you gonna do that? Low Raiders.
Yep, Low Raiders is here. 20-0. I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, 20-0. Yeah, at
20-0. 20-0 is the new for the Raiders and the Cardinals. That's the new 28-3 for them is 20-0.
But moving forward, what do you think the Raiders need to do to not have any more of these types of games?
You need to go out and execute. And what I mean by go out and execute, I mean go out and execute the whole team, because the Raiders, I don't know what's going on in their head, but they need to make some adjustments.
How about they get an actual O-line that can protect the running game and also Derek Carr, and also actually get a proper defense that Yeah, this defense has always been very suspect. Even though last year it showed some signs of life, they always found a way to just mess up, especially at the corner position. Because I'll tell you this much, through the past 5 years, it's been easy for wide receivers to just make incredible plays or even gain so much yardage off the Raiders. That's the one thing that's been consistent. The Raiders' defense has always been terrible.
And it shows today, allowing 270 passing yards off of them and 143 rushing yards as well. So it's these really need to be addressed. And also, I mean, I look at the fourth down efficiency rate too. And today the Cardinals were 3 for 5 on fourth down. So it shows you how aggressive they were. And maybe it brings into the fact that how they saw that they could persevere through the Raiders defense, which, I mean, looking at total yards, it really shows you that it seems like the Raiders defense just let up when times when they could have put the game away.
Oh, should we also mention that the Cardinals were able to win without their starting running back too? Halfway through, James Conner got injured. And that was it.
And then Video Game Boy, he took over.
Yeah, pretty much.
Also, for the Raiders, can you not suck at drafting for once? Like, I'm going to give you some perspective right here. The Raiders have drafted a bunch of busts in the last couple of drafts, especially with their first-round picks. You cut a guy like Alex Leatherwood, who was your first-round pick last year. I get it's a new regime. But at the same time, your offensive line can use a lot of work. And it was him. And Leatherwood, I mean, we'll see what happens with him. But also to give you some perspective, they could have addressed the offensive line earlier. In the 2020 draft, they selected Henry Ruggs with the 12th overall pick.
Yeah, we know where he is now.
That man's in jail.
Yeah.
With the next pick after that, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers selected Tristan Wirfs.
Yeah, that was
a great addition. You also could have drafted CeeDee Lamb. You also could have drafted Justin Jefferson. You also took Damon Arnett, who was projected to be a third-round pick in the 2020 draft. Let me tell you something. There was a lot better talent in that board. You could have had, let's see here. You could have had Antonio Winfield. You could have had Trayvon Diggs if you wanted to keep the Alabama thing going. But no, you blew it.
That's the Gruden style of drafting, though. It was always high reaches on certain players. And now it's totally different now.
Now they trade all their picks for superstar talents that they can't use.
Very much.
Yeah,
Josh McDaniels' reign. And how people forget that Josh McDaniels, when he was the coach of the Broncos, he was actually very bad. The Raiders forgot that existed.
The weird thing is, I think Patriots fans are missing McDaniels because, I mean, their offense is kind of shit. But
yeah, under Matt Patricia, oh yeah.
Also, just to pull this up, since I brought it up, Davante Adams, 2 receptions for 12 yards.
Yeah,
that's shocking.
You
had a Hunter Renfrow. He was your top target today. 7 receptions.
And also, whoever Mac Hollins is, he got the most receiving yards.
Yeah, who in the heck is Mac Hollins? He's away from Miami.
Let's go look him up really quick.
Even Amir Abdullah got more yards than him. Amir Abdullah.
How are you gonna do that?
He had one receiving yard on last week's game for 16 yards.
I mean that they're still gonna use Davante Adams so much. There's no way you should panic on him. There's no way at all. I mean, he still got a touchdown. Like, see, last week they even played a harder team against the Chargers.
He had 141 yards last week.
A home game for them.
Yeah, they still lost that game against the Chargers.
Yeah, the Chargers, they're a whole other different story right now.
Yeah, shout out to Justin Herbert. Mad respect.
But he can't hold back the old Chargers.
Yeah, he can't hold the Chargers. He's trying to do his best Phillip Rivers impression of trying to hold that team together. Please don't let... I hope they don't do that to him, though. They turn him into the next Phillip Rivers. in terms of a really good talent, but they can't seem to get anything done from.
That's what the Chargers always had. They always had really good quarterback talent. When you look at guys like Drew Brees, Philip Rivers, and then Dan Fouts. I'm not sure who they had in the '90s, but I'm sure that he was good. I'm pretty sure he led them to the Super Bowl against the Niners.
Yeah,
but they keep squandering it. It's just like you expect a team, a franchise with good quarterback history to at least have like some reputable wins in their history, like say for the Packers. They've had a lot of great quarterbacks, and they've had like a lasting legacy with their Super Bowl wins. They can't get up.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Packers, let's take a look at tonight's game.
Yeah, then we can go back to the other games that happened today. How about we go off of each of our teams' games too? Like we can do Niners, we can do Steelers, and we can do whatever
Giants.
else. Yeah, we can do the Giants too. Giants actually looking they're looking meh. False hope ensues them. But So let's look at the Packers and the Bears.
I'm going to pull up the Packers-Bears ESPN thing really quick.
So Alan Lazard is going to be playing today with also Elgton Jenkins. So they're both active. So that's actually a boost for the Packers then. With especially, I think, for Aaron Rodgers, because Rodgers needs that QB1. Or not that QB1, that wide receiver 1 in Lazard. I mean, probably won't be in the long run, but still, it's better than last week. Hopefully. So what do you guys think? Wow, they have the line at minus 10.5. I mean, what do you guys think in terms of this game right here? Do you think the Packers just curb stomp the Bears and Rodgers kind of has a chip on his shoulder, or do you think the Bears win this one straight up?
I think that the Packers will win, but I think it's going to be slightly closer than what we expect. I think it's going to be I think they're going to win by at least or no more than 7 points.
Yeah, you gotta give the Bears at least some credit over there. They came out week 1 despite the elements and absolutely played a good game. Not a great game, but a good game to get enough against the 49ers. But this is going to be the ultimate test for them. Can they go into Lambeau on Sunday Night Football and try to execute? Will Justin Fields prove all the naysayers wrong? Will the Bears prove all the naysayers wrong? Because I think we were all in the boat that the Bears were going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL this season. I mean, that still could be this case. It's only been in 1 week since they won. But at the same time, don't ever count the Bears. This is a very historic rivalry. There's going to be a lot on the line. I think the Bears are going to come to play tonight. Will they win, though? I don't think so. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to come back with a vengeance tonight.
I totally agree. I think that last week was a big test for the Bears, and they were able to pull it off, although it was an elements game, and they did have home field advantage. I think that Justin Fields really showed up later on in the game, especially when they were down 10-0 in the third. But overall, this is going to be a big test for them. This is their division rival in the Packers. The Packers have a lot of questions going into this game. Already lost the first game of the season, but I think overall the Bears are going to bring up a fight tonight. But in the end, I think Aaron Rodgers and the Packers are going to win this game on the offensive line.
I think the Packers should win this game, especially with the performance that the Bears had against my Niners last week. It looked promising. It looked promising a little bit. However, I think going into an environment like Lambeau Field on Sunday Night Football with a pissed off Aaron Rodgers, it's not the best case for the Bears. I think the Bears will probably lose outright. Do I think by 7? I think possibly about by 7, but I would not be surprised if they lose by more at all. Because this is a Packers team now that is at somewhat full strength. I don't think they have David Bakhtiari, right? David Bakhtiari's not back yet.
Yeah, he's still out tonight.
Yeah, he's still out. Okay, so that'll be a problem for them, but I think even still, the Bears D-line is not that good. They don't have Elijah Hicks out there. I think the Packers could probably win outright. and it'll probably be reliant on the run game as well with Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon. And
Yeah,
I
that's
think
going to be the key with the Packers right there, because I mean, well, you have Aaron Rodgers right there. The question with the Packers is, can they have receivers to get up and actually do something? Because that was the struggle in Week 1. They couldn't catch anything.
Yeah, I mean, because the majority of the receiving core is rookies. The only, I think, consistent target for Aaron Rodgers, even right now, is Robert Tonyan. Robert Tonyan is probably Aaron Rodgers' only consistent target that he can rely on, other than probably Alan Lazard now. But Lazard wasn't there Week 1. I mean, even shows that I think Tonyan got the most receiving yards or the second most receiving yards last week. But still, even though Tonyan is coming back from an ACL tear, I believe, he will probably over time get more usage in this game or in the Packers game because they don't really have anyone to throw to. So that repertoire between Rodgers and probably Tonyan will start to click a bit more, and possibly Lazard as well.
And we do have a comment here from the whatever kid. He
What did it
is
say?
tuning in right now. I think the Packers will win, but it will be a competitive game. The Packers put away late. I think that is a good prediction, whatever kid. I think we're all in agreement. At least how we would like to see the game go.
Let's hope the NFL script writers have it like that. But
Exactly.
Yep. I think though that they're gonna want the Aaron Rodgers revenge arc, where Aaron Rodgers just does not care and just burns down their houses and everything like that. Because what happened against the Vikings is that was embarrassing. That was really bad. That was
I can't lose
very
against them.
bad.
I mean, we'll bring on Yenzer Vikings fan hopefully tonight. But
yeah, if not, he'll come
how are you
on.
gonna lose to the
next time.
Vikings?
Yeah, but I mean, I think the Packers should win outright, though. They should. If they don't, then you have serious problems because you should not be losing to the Bears, especially at Lambeau Field. You should not be losing to them at all. I mean, is that fair to say or no?
That is fair.
That is fair. Yep.
So yeah, pretty much.
Just looking at last week's game, I saw that. I wanted to let you know that. Oh, for the Packers, Tonyan had 3 receptions for 36 yards.
Okay. That's the thing, though. He was it combined total for passing yards was I think about like 116 or 120. It wasn't that much.
Oh, like in total?
Yeah, like in total.
They had
like all
the Packers had
yards?
227. 227 passing yards. And then total yards was 338.
Jesus.
But last week they allowed 4 sacks. So this is another thing I would say is watch out for the Packers O-line tonight. See how good they're able to stop the rush, because last week they gave up 4 sacks. They didn't have as many penalties last week. They only had 2 penalties accounting for 10 yards. And then also in the offense, they were 3 for 9 on 3rd down, and then 0 for 2 on 4th down. So that was another thing to look at as well, is their 3rd down efficiency tonight, and see if they're going to go for 4th downs is another thing too. Because last week going 0 for 2, especially if they're in the Bears zone tonight, is to keep an eye on whether they're going to go on like a 4th and 1 or 4th and inches. That's something I would also take a look at, because if they this is the thing, if they don't go for it, well, it depends on how the game's going first, but second,
depends on where they are.
It also will show you how confident they are in the offense.
End zone, then they're going to go.
I mean, last week they don't want to have another last week. That's the one thing that they don't want. They don't want to have another last week.
They gotta get up.
I mean, yeah.
Whoops.
Oh no, they're talking about Kenosha. What the fuck?
Wait, why?
Why? No, this is the wrong town to talk about.
That's awkward.
So we're all locked in that we think the Packers will win, and if the analysts say the Packers, then it'll probably be the Bears then. Because that's how it always is.
Yep.
Well, anyways, just a few other highlights from today. The Jaguars upset the Colts 24-0.
It
Dolphins
wasn't an
over the
upset. It was
Ravens
an absolute
42-38.
That was
beatdown.
an absolute
It was a beatdown.
smacking. 24-0, dude. They just reminded the Colts of like last year that they're not
Yeah, last year,
that
it's
you are
bringing it back.
nothing.
Matt Ryan was horrible. He had 3 interceptions, no touchdowns, 16 for 30, 195 yards. Jonathan Taylor, 9 carries, only 54 yards, while the Jaguars really showed up. Trevor Lawrence, 25 for 30, 235 yards, 2 touchdowns. James Robinson, 23 carries for 64 yards. And Christian Kirk, 6 receptions for 78 yards and 2 TDs today. That was the story down in Duval County.
James Robinson's the
That was
RB1 on that team right now. He is. It's not Travis Etienne. It's James Robinson. That's without a doubt. To anyone that questions that, it's James Robinson.
Etienne had 9 carries for 20 yards.
And
Robinson had a touchdown as well today.
That was on a breakaway run, though, too, showing that James Robinson can still play.
Look, I'm telling you, the Jaguars are getting their stuff together.
Yeah. They're looking a lot better than last year.
How many yards
did Trevor Lawrence
throw for? He threw for like 240, I think you said, right?
Yeah, he threw for 235 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he was efficient today.
25 for 30. That's really good. And I'm just
that's what you got to hope first.
Yeah,
for a second-year quarterback like Lawrence. I mean, I know it's a new system. He's under the Doug Peterson era, but so far, he's been coming out and executing for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, and also Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk looks good. I mean, considering they did pay the man probably the highest salary of any wide receiver, he looks good. He looks very good. I mean, there's nothing else you can say. He's produced.
By the way, we're about to get in the way with the Bears and Packers right here. The Packers are going to be taking the ball first.
Okay. I mean, while we're talking about the Jags so much, should we go talk about the Colts now and how disappointing they are?
Yeah, today was another bad day for the Colts. They were 2 for 10 on third down efficiency, 0 for 2 on fourth down. They allowed 5 sacks in total. They punted the ball 5 times. They had 5 penalties for 30 yards and 3 interceptions. It was honestly a really bad day for Matt Ryan and the Colts. Which brings a question. Do you think that after 2 games so far, in games where they were favored to win in both games, do you think that this is starting to become a season where this Colts team might not fulfill expectations?
I think it's too early to call that yet. I think it's, with lots of things, it's still the beginning of the season. If we were to get halfway through and this happens, then yes. But I think the Colts will still have high expectations. They're still a decent team, but it wouldn't come as a surprise if they miss it, if they miss the playoffs again. But right now, it's they have to do something, especially losing to the Jaguars. But if, not even scoring at all. Did they play at home too?
They were in Jacksonville today.
Okay, they were in Jacksonville. They were in Duval County. That's yeah, no, they need to do something right now, because that's even surprising too, that the Jags are able to stop Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor only had 9 carries. He normally gets double-digit carries, and still he didn't do much. I think also they just missed Michael Pittman too.
Yeah.
They missed Pittman, so Matt Ryan couldn't really do much, because even Alec Pierce was gone, their rookie wide receiver. So they didn't really have any receiving core depth. So that's really an issue for the Colts as well. But I think it's too early to call it. They just need to get their stuff together right now, because this is not a good look. And I think Matt Ryan's okay still. I'm just more so worried about the 5 sacks by the O-line. That's worrying to me.
Yeah, because Indians was have one of the best O-lines in the NFL. At least it's been that way for the past couple of years.
That's what I'm saying. That O-line's normally very good. But to hear that they allowed 5 sacks is not a good thing, especially against Jacksonville. That should not be happening at all.
I'm gonna go look at what they performed last week too, just to keep an eye out how their defense performed last week. They allowed last week. They allowed 2 sacks last week. They had 7 penalties that costed them 89 yards. They had 1 fumble, 1 interception thrown as well. So, and on third down efficiency, they were 6 for 15, which is better than this week. They were 0 for 1. And then just total yards, they actually did really well on passing. They were 340 passing yards last week, 177 rushing yards. And just to look at Jonathan Taylor's numbers last week, he went 31 carries, 161 yards, and 1 touchdown last week. And I mean, Pittman, they didn't have him today as well. But last week he had 9 receptions, 121 yards, and 1 touchdown. So definitely not having Pittman in the lineup today. And also with Jonathan Taylor not pretty much being shut down today by the defense was a big contribute to this loss today.
Yeah, something's up, and they need to figure it out soon.
I think you also got to take into account that Frank Reich, the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts, originally came from the Doug Peterson system in Philadelphia. So I'm pretty sure Doug Peterson kind of figured what he was going to be scheming up.
That's true.
By the way, just to give you an update on the game, we got 3rd and 7 right now. Packers are in field goal range. Aaron Rodgers delivers a dime to Alan Lazar. Actually, what's that, Alan Lazar?
No, I thought it was. Oh yeah, it's Lazard.
Yes,
8 yards.
Lazard.
I was either going to say that was either him or Christian Watkins.
I mean, I'm following on what's on the screen right now.
ESPN, yeah.
I don't have the TV on because we don't get cable or whatever here.
And good old Emmett College.
Yep. So yes, the Colts. I don't know. It's very strange over there right now. Dark times. Speaking about dark times, let's get Santa Clara real quick.
Oh boy. Well, is it really dark times? You got to win today.
Yeah, I know, but it came at a price.
Yeah, that price of getting the return of Jimmy G.
Yeah, what is your guys' takes on that? So, if people are wondering what happened today, the 49ers played the rival Seahawks. I don't know how that's a rivalry, but still,
Recent rivalry.
Yeah, it's more of a recent rivalry. I don't have anything against the Seahawks, honestly. And our first round pick from 2 years ago, Trey Lance, just got injured with a season-ending ankle injury. I think he broke his ankle. And now he's going to miss the season, and Jimmy Garoppolo will start for the rest of the season. So I was just wondering what you guys think on that.
It's unfortunate for the San Francisco 49ers for the sake of Trey Lance's development, because as we all know, the Niners spent a good haul on trying to trade up for Trey Lance in the 2021 draft. And so far the return has been. We've seen flashes of greatness from Trey Lance, but he's got to work on that consistency. And the fact that he's going to be he's going to be out for the rest of the season is really going to. I think it's going to really hinder his development.
Yeah, I kind of further that too. I agree with Big Don in the way that I think that the Niners really coveted him back in 2021 when they drafted him that high. But I think that early on, it was a little premature to have him start this year. And I do like Jimmy Garoppolo as the starting QB. I think he is a starting QB, and he's proved that last year with the Niners. But just looking at Trey Lance this year, I thought it was very unfortunate that this happened today with him. And just moving forward, I think that although he won't be getting any play time, I think that this will actually help him in the long run, especially with him now first getting the care he needs on his ankle. But second, I think he's going to be able to study film, get more knowledge of the game before going back and training most likely in the next 9 months to a year. So although this is bad news right now, I think that this will help the Niners out a tiny bit just because they're going to be with the same QB that they were last year. when they did make the playoffs and go on the big run. But besides that, I think that it's a blessing in disguise for this Niners team, especially for the rest of the year that they're going to be under Jimmy G. And especially today, I think Jimmy G's numbers prove that he should be a starting QB. 13 for 21, 154 yards, 1 TD. And yeah, it's going to be bad for Trey Lance, but I think that overall in the future, um, I think that Trey Lance will be able to continue his development, just not on the field.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think this kind of proves a little bit that it was good the Niners were able to keep Jimmy Garoppolo, because even I was talking to friends and even you guys too, is if they want to keep developing Trey Lance, they needed to keep Jimmy G. If they didn't keep him, then his development would have been hindered quite a lot. And also, as a backup quarterback, that's great because it helps the offense too, because they don't have to transition to a new quarterback. They just say, "Oh, he was our original starter. That's fine." But it
Yeah,
also
with Jimmy.
yeah, because Jimmy was there like for the past 3 years, and even with Jimmy G as quarterback, the Niners have been able to make pretty deep runs in playoffs. I think it's only been 1 or 2 years where he was under center that they didn't really do much or they didn't make the playoffs. But every time they've made the playoffs, I think they've either gone to the Super Bowl or to the NFC Championship.
Yeah, those years right there. I mean, the reason why the Niners didn't really do so well is because of injuries. It wasn't really necessarily on Jimmy G's fault, really. It was
No,
because the Niners had
I
a
mean,
ton of injuries to deal with. But
yeah,
I mean, even a lot of people would agree that or argue that Jimmy G was probably the better option to start if he wanted to win now. I remember talking to you last week, and we had this debate about like whether or not it was right to bring in Jimmy G should be towards the end of the game to try to win it.
yeah, I probably would have still brought Jimmy G in. That's just me because I at least know that Jimmy G has proven to me that he can make those game-winning drives, especially against that one time against Cincinnati last year. He did his own little like the drive that what Joe Montana did in the Super Bowl against the Bengals. Funny enough, of all teams, but Jimmy G has proven that he can manage the clock, even though he's human as well, which was shown in the NFC Championship game. But I think the Niners should be okay right now. I mean, it does limit what they can do now, but then again, I think the Niners are built more of a run heavy game, which was shown today with Jeff Wilson Jr. getting 18 carries for 84 yards. And also their newly drafted running back, Tyrion Davis Price, for 14 carries for 33 yards. They're going to be running the ball a lot, especially now with Jimmy G back. And it's just going to go back to the old school way of how things were. And I think, especially with today's result, also it kind of did show that the Seahawks, I mean,
That was a little bit of a fluke game right there when they beat the.
yeah, I think it's more of a Broncos. They need to get their act together. It's just the Seahawks are showing that, yeah, there's problems with the team. And, yeah, Geno Smith is not the solution.
By the way, to give you a live update right now, the Packers have kicked a field goal after Aaron Rodgers went down for a sack on 3rd and 15.
Yeah.
British defense are coming into play, I'm telling you.
Well, how about this? Let's say this. Do you guys believe the Niners will make the playoffs with Jimmy G at the helm now?
I think with the way the division's looking, I think it's a very strong possibility that the Niners at least get into a playoff spot.
I agree. I think that they could probably squeak into a 6 or 7 seed as of right now. I think it's still early, but looking at the other contenders and the other divisions, I think that the Niners probably have the best chance right now to get a wild card.
Now, this might be very, I think, audacious for me to say based on the performance of the Rams so far. Do you think the Niners could take the West or no? Not yet.
Yes, they can.
They could.
Wow. Okay.
Because the Rams absolutely look like they must blew against the Falcons. How do you blow a lead against the Falcons is my question. I mean, the Cardinals, we talked about the Cardinals. They came to play today, but we're going to have to see by the time we get to the middle towards and the end of the season how the Cardinals actually shape up.
Mhm.
And then, of course, you got the Seattle Seahawks, who just came off a loss against the 49ers. That just shows you they got back to reality after that little venture against Russell Wilson.
That was like their Super Bowl.
That was their Super Bowl.
Very much.
We have the whatever kid. He came on and he said, I think the 49ers will be fine with Jimmy G. Sucks for Lance, though.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Niners will just go back to like old school and they should be okay. I'm not as worried as if it was like if we didn't have Jimmy G and we'd had whoever else our quarterback is. I think was it he was the guy we drafted last overall. I forget, but I'm pretty confident with Jimmy G as our quarterback, and to be honest with you, I'm pretty happy with it too. I don't know. I just have a weird feeling that starting Trey Lance this year, because I have a friend who really wanted to start Trey Lance. I just kept telling him, dude, it's better to start Jimmy G right now. It's so much better because the system runs around him a bit more than Trey Lance. And it somewhat has been proven, even though sadly it's because of injury, and I hate that. I hate it when something like that happens, but it's football as well. But we here at any given Monday morning hope Trey Lance. We wish him a speedy recovery, and all that good stuff. So now, should we get to Stellar Nation?
Yeah, let's go to the Steelers and the Pats today. That was live at Heinz Field. Patriots took the win
it's
today.
not Heinz
17-14.
Field anymore.
I think it still is called Heinz. I saw a sign there today.
No one calls it Heinz Field.
Hold on.
People are getting up for the insurance company.
It's actually
stadium.
Hold on. Google still recognizes it as Heinz Field. Hold on.
Good. You know what?
Well, that's because Google's Google.
Respect to Google.
Here, look. Stadium.
Hell no. Stadium.
Respect to Heinz.
But everyone calls it Heinz still. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because Acrisure Stadium, it doesn't roll off the tongue as well.
No.
Also doesn't sound as Yinzer.
Yeah, it's a freaking insurance
Welcome
company.
to Acrisure Stadium. Welcome to Heinz Field.
Welcome to Allegheny Stadium.
Yeah. But anyway, the Patriots get their first one of the year against the Pittsburgh Steelers, 17-14. What do you guys think of the performance so far in terms of the Patriots? Do you think they're improving, or is it kind of still they're stagnant?
This is a step in the right direction for them. I think their offense had some form of semblance there, and the defense rebounded to what it should be. Mac Jones, of course, he threw for a decent amount of yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. They got the run game going with Dante Harris, and then they got Nelson Aguilar had a very, very nice game, along with Jacoby Myers, according to these stats right here. Both had almost at the 100 yards from receiving, and then Kendrick Bourne doing his part in the slot. I think they're coming together a bit well, but it's going to be debatable about what they can compete with the other teams in the AFC East. As for the Steelers, I think they got to realize that Mr. Trubisky may not be the long-term answer. Well, I don't think he is, but I don't think he may be the short-term answer either. Only throwing for 168 yards. They didn't really have a lot of involvement with their receivers. Deontay Johnson kind of was the only one kind of doing anything. George Pickens had only 1 reception. Freiermuth, he was barely able to get anything going. So with the Steelers, I think there's still some question marks there. They're going to be clamoring for Kenny Pickett. We shall see. I predicted that the Steelers are going to start him by week 6.
Week 6, so halfway through. Okay, what do you think, DJs, man?
Well, I think today's game was an improvement compared to last week's 20-7 loss to Miami. I think that overall the Patriots, their offense was a little bit more dynamic today, especially with Mac Jones going 21 for 35 with 252 yards. They did better with the rushing too. Damian Harris had 15 carries, 71 yards. Ramondre Stevenson, who's now in his second year, had 47 yards on 9 carries. And Nelson Aguilar had himself a day along with Jacoby Myers. Those two receivers definitely stepped up today. And Nelson Aguilar had an amazing touchdown catch. And Myers, too, he stepped up.
Yeah.
But besides that, the Patriots were a little bit stagnant at times. In the fourth quarter, they actually had 2 times where they pinned the Niners on their own 5 or within their 10-yard line, and they were getting punts and they were getting it back to the 50-yard line. So the Patriots had really good starting field position on 2 drives in the fourth, and they weren't able to capitalize on either of them. And the big play of the day, which changed the whole game, was when Gunnar Olszewski, who was actually a former Patriot, he he muffed a punt, and the Pats were able to get it back and score a touchdown on that drive. But just looking at that, I think that the Steelers, their main concerns right now are going to be with receiving. Again, they have a pretty talented line, especially with George Pickens, Chase Claypool, and Deontay Johnson. It's more of who shows up when all those players are there. And I don't think that Trubisky is the answer. I'll agree with Big Don there too. I think Trubisky's only like a placeholder. I think he's a decent second string, but he's not. I don't think he's a starting QB, and it's starting to show now with the Steelers because they're all last week's team. They were able to get 5 turnovers, and they barely lost the game last week. And the defense was able to show up, but this week it showed more of. Although their defense had some good drives, where they were able to stop the Patriots, they can't rely on their defense, and today showed that their offense needs a lot of help, and I think it's only a matter of time where we might see the cards shuffle on them.
Oh, hold on. I got news before I get into my take of the Cowboys. It says Cowboys tight end Dalton Schultz suffered a knee injury late in the fourth quarter of today's win over the Bengals. No concern about ACL structure, a person familiar with situation said. But Schultz was forced to miss the game-winning drive. MRI on Monday to reveal more details. So, yes, more pain for the Cowboys.
We enjoy that.
Yeah, except unless your name's DJ Eastman, then for some reason he loves that. But no, I think while most people on here will say, FKP is always critical about the Patriots and all that. It's the Patriots are very questionable still. I think it was a slight improvement today, but they played a team that was very similar to them. Now, if the Steelers had TJ Watt, then I think we'd be talking about a different game right here.
I agree.
The Steelers probably would have won it. But because he was not there, the Patriots had a chance. And the Patriots, I kind of did predict they would win. Mac Jones did greatly improve today for passing for, 252 yards and a touchdown and only 1 interception. Run game got it going today, especially, which is a great improvement. Passing game it's still questionable. I think they spread it a lot. That's why I'm always weirded out. Especially they signed Devontae Parker during the offseason, and they're not incorporating him that much at all. Versus they're just giving it to former Bricks for Hands Nelson Aguilar, who, he's actually been doing pretty well ever since he actually was on the Raiders. And was it the Patriots traded for him, or they got him off of free agency?
They got him off of free agency.
Okay, they got him off of free agency. He's actually been a nice ad for them. And Jacoby Myers, he's very 50-50. Not even 50-50. I would say 70-30. It's either he does really bad and does nothing, or he has like a decent game, which was today. I think it was more so defense, who had a more complete defense, and it showed the Patriots did. Then again, they were more healthy than the Steelers, but still. The Patriots, slight improvements. Are they...
Oh, wait, hold up. I got some breaking news from this game. The Bears have marched down the field with Justin Fields, no pun intended, and they scored a touchdown. Justin Fields with a little bootleg down the field and getting the touchdown in the red zone.
Who did he throw it to? Cole Kmet or Darnell Mooney?
No, he ran it himself.
Okay.
Oh, he ran it in himself. Uh-oh.
We got a mobile quarterback right here.
Yeah. There you go, folks. But I think, Patriots improvement. Who do they play next week? Who do the Patriots play next week?
They're hosting the Ravens.
Okay, that should be interesting because I think Well, I would say the Ravens should win that game. I have a weird feeling something's going to happen. I will still say the Ravens should win that game, but based off of today's performance by them, anything can happen.
Yeah, let's go speak about that performance. Unless anyone has any less words on this game today.
I think the Patriots. This is a very bold take. I think the Patriots will finish at the bottom of the AFC East this year.
Wow,
Hey, we like to hear that.
I don't
wow, that's
know.
a
I
little
mean,
crazy.
it is a bit crazy, but like I was going to say, is we saw today a team like the Jets come back. Even if they don't have Zach Wilson, they look like their offense has greatly improved, even if their defense needs to improve as well.
Easy.
But like I said, it's just a take. Do I believe it will happen? Probably not. But if it does, then sure, I said I have this take. And I
Hey, but
kind of wouldn't be surprised at all because the Patriots, in terms of the teams of the AFC East, they were kind of really the only team that didn't improve much. They kind of
okay.
just got like little pieces, and that was it. They didn't really have to. They didn't really do much the offseason and during the draft as well.
Let's go now see what happened today in Baltimore.
They
And to
blew
all
it.
the Patriots fans out there, this is not me hating you guys. It's just a bold take. You guys can say the Niners can finish at the bottom, and I'm fine with that. You know, not you specifically, you guys, but it's just like the audience out there.
Yeah, to all the Endicott Yenders out there.
Yep, all the Endicott Patsiensers out there with false hope right now that because your team beat a team that's supposed to be crap.
Oh,
This game was crazy today, especially from this box score here. The Ravens were up 28-7 at halftime over the Dolphins, and all things were not looking well for Tua Tagovailoa. However, in the second half, it came true for Miami. They scored 35 points compared to Baltimore's 10 points in the third and fourth quarters combined. And they were able to take this one 42-38. A lot of questions, however, with the Ravens today, especially with their defense. But I first want to get your thoughts on Tua. He went 36 for 50, 469 yards, 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Raheem Mostert had 11 carries, 51 yards. Chase Edmonds with 5 carries, 33 yards. But the big news today was Tyreek Hill. He had 190 yards, 11 receptions, and 2 touchdowns, along with Jalen Waddle going 11 yards, 11 receptions, 171 yards, and 2 touchdowns as well. This was a big game for the Dolphins, especially on the offensive line. And what are your all takeaways on this one?
Well, we all know the Ravens' defense was going to be a question mark, especially with the new addition of a new defensive coordinator. But I didn't expect them to do this. They absolutely blew a lead, and they paid the price for it by gambling.
I did not expect this to happen at all. I mean, it is funny to see that this happened. I thought the Ravens defense, because coming out the gate, they actually did pretty good. I think, was it the return team got a touchdown and they looked pretty
103
dominant.
yard, yeah.
And even Lamar Jackson balled out today. It's just, I don't know what happened. I don't know what they did. I think, how about you just blow up the entire defense right now? Sit down with the defensive coordinator and talk to him very sternly. Joking aside, though, from that, like the whole blow it up and all that this is concerning. They should not be doing this at all, especially against. Well, I know the Dolphins improved. They have Tyreek Hill now, and Jalen Waddle has a year under his belt. But still, I don't think this should be happening because lots of those receptions for Tyreek Hill came in garbage time.
Mm.
Like those 2 touchdowns came during the fourth quarter near the end. Before then, the Ravens were covering him really well. Same thing with Jalen Waddle. They were doing pretty good on covering him as well. I think once the Ravens knew that they had a decent lead, they started to let go a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Dolphins just took advantage of it. The only thing the Dolphins need to improve in is the run game. Because I understand they're probably going to be a pass-first team, especially with Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Mike Gesicki being there. But they need to improve the run game, which shows right here they have, 86 yards?
86 total, yeah, rushing yards.
And that's spread out between 2 to 3 running backs. That's not one, that's 2 to 3. and that's not very good. But overall, I think the Dolphins look very good. And shout out to Tua for having kind of, I would say, probably the game of his career right now at this point.
Tua does not look like a bust whatsoever. I know you're going to say, they could have drafted Justin Herbert. Let me tell you something. I think Mike McDaniel is the perfect head coach for Tua Tagovailoa.
Yes, the
But
former
even then, I
Niners
didn't
coach.
expect them to pull any of this off. I know they got Tyreek Hill. I know they got Jalen Waddle. I know they got all the weapons around him. But this is a statement win for the Miami Dolphins. I think they're going to be a wild card. They could be a contention for a wild card. It's going to be a very tough race.
I think
But
they'll finish
Miami, they
second
could pull it
in
off.
the AFC East. They should finish second.
Yeah, I agree there. I think they're definitely a wild card team, or they could be. I think they'll be competing for that 7 or 6 spot right now. But today's game really showed you how dynamic their offense is. I mean, now you can use both Hill and Waddle. I mean, game one against the Patriots last week was kind of a test just to see how Tyreek would do. And later on in the game, I believe he had 90 total yards. But this week was a big week for them. And both Hill and Waddle had a combined 22 receptions. And they both had over almost 200 yards each and 2 touchdowns. So it shows you how Tua can play with both Tyreek and Waddle. And going down the stretch too, I mean, during that garbage time period, Tyreek was just outrunning all the defense on the Ravens. I think he was just tiring them out. But it shows you how hard he is to guard. And yeah, I think Tua had probably the game of his career so far in the Dolphins uniform.
Well, what happened?
Yeah, Christian Watson, he just they did a jet sweep with Christian Watson, their second round pick out of North Dakota State. And he got the first down, but he got lit up, but he still managed to fight for extra yardage.
Yeah.
Packers are driving down this field right now. I think this could be a close game. I think we're right. Unless the halftime comes around.
Unless halftime comes around and the Packers pull the Dolphins. But yeah, heading back to the Dolphins, I think they're in good hands this year, especially with these 2 first big wins. I know that the season or their schedule is not going to get any easier. They're going to play the Bills. I believe they're playing. I got to check who else they're playing. They're playing the Bills, the Bengals, the Jets, the Vikings. So I mean, their next 2 games are going to be against really good teams, and then they kind of have an easier schedule. They play the Niners, Bills again, and then the Packers. So down the stretch, it's going to get a lot harder. But I think in the meantime, starting off 2-0 with a new head coach, Tua's in his 3rd year. You have a few new players on the offense. Your defense, again, that was not a great showing today. I guess, though, it is against the Ravens, who have, I would say, probably one of the best offenses in the league. But today was a good game. You got the road win. It's a confidence booster. And I think at the end of the day, that's what they have to see it as.
Yeah, we got a game update right here. Sammy Watkins, who I will say, I forgot that the Packers even had Sammy Watkins in the first game. He picked up a nice yards play, went for about 20 yards. Packers are marching down the field. They're right now in the red zone, right on the 14-yard line. I'm going to do this a little bit of commentary right here. They give the ball off to A.J. Dillard. Doesn't get any yards right there. Second down. Packies.
All right, Packers. They should score.
Oh no, we got a Yinzer alert.
What's the
But he's
Yinzer
not a
alert?
Yinzer. He's a Vikings fan.
Oh no.
Can we talk about Jimmy Haslam?
What? No, that's
what's going on?
No, he just uploaded a new video. We're gonna get to that at halftime.
Okay,
We're gonna do a live reaction of this this bestiality that's about to take place.
Jeez.
Well, Jimmy Haslam. Wait, what are you talking? Is it like a new video or something? Or
That's the Cleveland Browns owner.
oh god.
Yep.
Well, he wants to blow it up after losing to the Jets.
What the
Jimmy
hell
Haslam.
was that?
Let's talk about Jimmy Haslam.
Yes.
So, are we going to talk about the Jets, or should we wait?
No,
till
we're
the
saving
video?
that.
Oh yeah,
No,
sorry. I don't want to blow up your sequence. I just was pretty upset about today's performance.
It's not
Oh, the
even the
Vikings scored
Vikings,
points?
dude. It's the fucking Browns.
Yeah, but I just want to get mad at something.
I thought you'd be more mad about the Steelers losing to the Patriots.
I was laughing my ass off the whole game.
Oh my god. Of like how many times the Patriots let the Steelers in the game and the Steelers still couldn't do anything?
Belichick's a genius. He did it again.
Nah, Matt Patricia.
Let me tell you
And
something.
Matt Patricia and his
nine-time
ATV, bro.
Madden 2K4 champion. My genius is on comparison with Bill Belichick's.
Back-to-back Duck Duck Goose world champion.
Yeah. What's another game we should talk about that happened today? That was pretty. Bad.
What game you guys watching? Oh, Green Bay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got it
Trying
live
to
right
see-
now.
Let me check the scores of like
The Lions. The Lions won. They beat the Commanders today.
Bro, Goff went off today.
Yeah.
Golf looked like a beast. What the
Yeah, I
heck?
was like,
No,
shoot,
that's
just-
Amon St. Brown, bro. That man is built different.
Shit. I was like, is Sean McVay coaching today or what? That was
No, we
crazy.
got the beast.
Goff carried.
By the way, even though Golf carried, Carson Wentz threw for 337 yards. With
Dang.
Lions
3
almost choked.
touchdowns and 1 interception.
Nope. Not Porterhouse.
I love how Amon St. Brown led the Lions in rushing with 2 carries for 68 yards, and then Antonio Gibson had 14 carries for 28 yards and a touchdown. Is the Washington redacted trying to tell us that they want Brian Robinson back quick? Or just to even start him over Antonio Gibson?
They were gonna start him. There was some like speculation around, especially when it came to like the fantasy drafts and stuff like that. That the Washington, I can't even call them the Commanders anymore.
Washington redacted.
Washington redacted was going to feature Brian Robinson a lot, but we all know what happened with that. So the
Yeah.
running game has been pretty minuscule.
Where's
You
our
know, I
think
resident
that's
Niners
weak.
fan?
Yeah, I think when he comes back, they're going to ease him back in, but I think eventually he should take the position over, especially with Antonio Gibson, dude, because for 14 yards, he only get 28 yards. That's pretty bad. I mean, compared to what Ezekiel Elliott did today, it makes Zeke look good. And I'm kind of a Zeke believer, even if the Cowboys don't know how to play offense for the life of them.
Oh, geez. And
Man, that was rough watching that.
Because
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy's a dumbass.
Hey,
Speaking
that's
of
America's team you're talking about.
How Aaron Rodgers made Mike McCarthy, pretty much.
The legend of Jimmy Jones or Jerry Jones.
Jimmy G. But so anyway, no, the Lions win 36-27 over the Washington redacted. Yes, I will say this: the Lions look very good. Could they make the playoffs? I think that's too early to tell right now because it's the Lions. But they look good. Even the last game they looked pretty good. They came back into it. It has to be because of the coaching.
Yes, they're closing it out.
Yeah, the coaching has actually improved for them. I think because, then again, I think Dan Campbell's kind of that player's coach.
Yep,
He's
he's
a
always
beast.
been a beast. I love Dick Campbell. He is my man.
You say Dick Campbell?
Dick Campbell.
I mean, sure, why not? We have the new Nick Foles? So what are you gonna say? It's like
Dick
Dan
LeBeau.
Big Dick Campbell,
Dick
Yeah.
Campbell.
Big Dick Campbell.
Wait, we call him Jeff
Campbell.
Bridges, right?
Yeah, Jeff. He is the big
He's the
Lebowski.
dude. He's the dude.
He's the dude.
Yeah,
He's literally got that in his freaking office.
Okay,
He's
Jones.
the dude.
I mean the Lions. I think their defense still needs to improve, but their offense has just been going off in all cylinders. I mean, even last game they played the Eagles. They almost came back. They still scored 35 points. It's just their defense needs to hold it. The defense needs to get it together pretty much. And I think they'll be okay. And also, if DeAndre Swift could not get injured as much as he does, sadly, because he almost didn't play today.
Wait till Jameson Williams comes back from injury. Then the Lions office is going to take off.
Oh, yeah. I think
Oh, wow.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, as their wide receiver 1 right now, he's been looking very good. Even like since last year or the end of last year, he looked very good. I think it was just a matter of time till he took over that position. Oh my God. I see who they play next week. It's going to be so funny to watch. They play the Vikings in
Let's go.
Minnesota.
Oh, let's go.
This makes me want to see the Lions win. If the Lions win, then we live in the timeline that the Lions could possibly make the playoffs in the Super Bowl. Because if
That'd be
they lose,
wild.
then it's like, well, there it goes. It's all over now.
Sloan's like, I'm going to be very disappointed as a Vikings fan, but at the same time, they'll be pretty beast.
Yeah, Dan
Yeah.
Campbell, just seeing him win.
But I mean, no, the Lions they look pretty good.
Yeah,
I
dude,
didn't realize Aiden Hutchinson set a Lions single game rookie record with 3 sacks today. Wow.
that's crazy.
Wow.
But that also says a lot, I feel like.
Well, I think it shows that the defense is slowly improving, but still, like the amount of points they've allowed, they need to improve on that.
Jesus. That was wild.
Because they've allowed 35, they allowed 38 last game, and they allowed 27. But the thing is, they allowed lots of those points today on garbage time. When the not the Commanders, the redacted, blah.
The red tape.
Yeah, the red tape.
The red tape.
I just like saying redacted so much better. The Washington redacted started to just crawl their way back in. They can't be letting that happen. Because while it shows that the Lions can come back easily, it seems like they do better when they're ahead.
Yeah.
The problem is they just need to work on the defense, and I think Dan Campbell can possibly easily do that.
Yeah.
So in terms of all the teams right now in the NFL that look like they have a bright future, Lions, should we say we give them legit hope or false hope?
First, Lions got to get a quarterback. I don't think Jared Goff is the long-term answer.
Well, I mean, of course, yeah.
But
I was surprised how well you did today.
Yeah, he played an efficient game.
So what are we saying? Is it false hope or legit hope right now for now?
I think it's legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It's still early to tell, like you said, but I if you give it time, I think probably we're going to see the Lions do a lot better than have they done previously. Maybe even playoffs, which is crazy.
Yeah, the day that comes, that's going to be an interesting time for the world.
What was their record last year? Like 4-12 or something, or?
Yeah.
What was it? Here, let's look
Let me see real quick.
But the thing is, with all the losses they had, or a majority of them, they were all by like 1 digit.
Yeah,
they were all
3-13-1.
Dang. Oh yeah, they
what?
tied the Steelers, right?
They tied the Steelers.
Yep.
And then we lost them. The Vikings lost, and I told resident Steelers fans that, hey, it's more embarrassing to tie them than lose to them.
Yeah. I mean,
just didn't like that.
They look not bad. But the thing is, I hope it's not false hope we're giving them. I hope it's legit hope because, it's historically when that happens for the Lions, something bad happens. And, yeah.
Dan Campbell's probably gone if he has a bad year.
Who do you think?
Dan Campbell's probably gone after this year if he doesn't do good.
No, I don't think they do that.
You don't think?
I don't think they do that.
Beast.
If they do that, they'll just show that ownership is just screwed. I mean, it's already screwed enough. But the thing is, then the players are just going to say, we boycott and we'll leave.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, I would love to see that happen, but still.
I would too. And I thought about that. That's a good point.
I mean, if Dan Campbell were to get fired, I don't know where he'd go.
Yeah.
I mean, he'd probably do well as like an offensive coordinator someplace else, and that'd be beast. Or he could just take over Pete Carroll's role because Pete Carroll's getting old. Doesn't know how to run a damn team.
He used to be like 70.
I mean, serious. Pete Carroll, please leave. Your team sucks. You don't know how to run a team anymore. Even though you probably can run a team better than me because I'm a college student. But still, you got one team better. Damn Niners.
Here's what's going to happen. Guy's going to run the Endicott college football team to try to improve your points.
Take them to doing that.
Yo, who were the absolute legends today that had Tua on their roster?
Oh, dude, I would love to meet those people. I was playing fantasy today, and Of course, I get my ass beat like in every league because right now all my players are like sleepers.
Mm.
Except for Drake London actually looked pretty good. Should we actually transition to the Falcons versus Rams game?
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay,
Why
let's
not?
do that. Yeah.
All right. So the Rams get away with the win today, 31-27, even if they did allow a safety at the last second for some apparent reason.
Not beast.
To be honest with you, I would say this is more. What would you say? Do you think this is more of a win for the Falcons or the Rams? I mean, I know, like in column, like legit, the Rams won.
well, it's funny because
This just like a moral boost for the Falcons. They actually looked pretty good coming near the end.
I snapped you, Don, 3-28, right?
Yeah, but I said, oh, geez, the Falcons are going to pull a reverse card.
They almost did. They almost
Oh,
did. Mariota came out of his shell today.
You get the Oregon Ducks version of Marcus Mariota.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah,
some
I mean,
interceptions. Drake
Falcons-
London, he went off today.
Who?
Yeah.
Drake London, the first round pick.
Oh yeah, Drake London looked really good today. He looked very good. I think I'm seeing lots of. I mean, still Cooper Kupp looked amazing,
Oh my gosh, yeah.
except for that part where he fumbled the ball and
Towards the end when it was close.
he almost cost the game. But the thing is, people look past that. They're like, he was still good today. It's like he almost cost him the game.
Dude,
And you're like,
he
nah,
pulled a
that
Juju.
didn't happen.
Almost
but-
pulled a Juju.
Yeah, no, if I were to be honest, though, I would say more so Drake London was probably the star player today. He actually looked pretty good.
Yeah.
He went for 8 receptions for 86 yards and a touchdown and also caught a 2-point conversion. He looked very good today, and it kind of proved the first-round value in him. I mean, especially since he was the most targeted player on the Falcons.
Yeah, because they got no other receiver.
They have Kyle Pitts. They just don't know what to do.
They don't
with
use
for
him.
some
That's the
apparent
problem.
reason. That's actually pissing me off a bit.
Yeah, you went on a
Is
rant before.
Falcons. Why did you draft Kyle Pitts in the first place as a top 5 pick if you're not even going to target him that often? Like, what's the point then? You drafted this 6'5" behemoth of a man who, coming out of college, was revered to be possibly the next Travis Kelce, and you don't even target him that much.
Jeez,
They
wouldn't
only
that be
targeted
nice?
him 3 times today, and he caught 2 for 19 yards. His longest one was 13 yards.
Wow.
Versus Drake London, they targeted him 12 times. I think that's more. I don't know if it's more so Marcus Mariota, or it's on the offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a bit of both.
Yeah.
Because
the Bears
Kyle Pitts should be seen as kind of like the safety valve for Marcus Mariota. He's always open.
Yeah.
Versus Drake London, he can do the same thing because they're both tall. They're both, how tall is Drake London and Kyle Pitts?
5.
Now, let me see, Drake London height.
He is
Yeah, be like-
6'4".
6'4". Damn. Holy crap. Versus Kyle Pitts is, and this is for a tight end. Kyle Pitts is 6 foot. He's 6'6".
Oh my goodness. What a Hulk.
What a be?
I'm wondering if you're being sarcastic or not.
Draymond Green.
But that's the thing. He's 6'6", and he was drafted as the
Like the fourth?
Fourth, yeah.
the 4th overall pick, and you're barely using him. Like, how many times was he targeted last week?
Same.
He got 2 yards. He got 2 receptions for 19 yards even last week.
He was dropping back in pass coverage more, or like pass protection.
Like, it says last week he got only 4 targets. He's had 7 targets in all of September. I don't know what they're doing in terms of passing. I think it's good you're incorporating Drake London because you spent a high draft capital on him. But the thing is, you need to realize you have Kyle Pitts as well. And those 2 guys are your receiving core, and they will help you win. And if you don't utilize them to the fullest, you're going to get games like today and last week.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to keep losing. And I know they're going to just keep running it through Cordell Patterson because that's what Arthur Smith does. He used to be on the Tennessee Titans as their offensive coordinator. But the thing is, Cordell Patterson can only do so much. Last week he looked pretty good, but the thing is the team still lost when they were ahead. And they used him today, and he didn't look so hot. The Falcons will always be a pass-first team. They're not a run-first team. They're a pass-first team.
Mm-hmm.
And they need to start realizing that, and they need to start incorporating Kyle Pitts, and not just Drake London, but Kyle Pitts as well. Because if they get those two together clicking, they should be fine. They should have actually one of the best receiving duos in the NFL. Is that kind of a hot take or no to say?
I think it's pretty. I think it's. Well, yeah. Now that I think about it,
other than Kyle, well, let's face it. Other than Kyle Pitts and Drake London, they have no one on that team. And those guys are improving as well. I honestly think the Falcons are going to be bad this year, but I mean they put up a fight against.
I think that the Falcons aren't going to be like anything special. They're just going to be one of those teams that will play spoiler. And in order to win, they need to incorporate not just one of them. They need to incorporate both of them. It needs to be balanced. As Thanos once said, perfectly balanced as all things should be.
Yeah.
That's how it should be for them. But I mean, today I'll take Drake London looking really good. He looked very good today. And hopefully he can keep, building on his performance. But I want to see more out of Kyle Pitts. And also I want to see more Tyler Algier for the running game because Cordell Patterson, I have a weird feeling it's like he's not going to last the entire season.
Let's get to the winning team right here. I think this is a classic case of they won the game, but at what cost?
Yeah. Matthew Stafford's not looking like Matthew Stafford. He's not looking very good.
He reverted back to Detroit.
Yeah. Send him to Detroit.
Cooper Kupp is carrying.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp he had 14 targets for 11 receptions and 108 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Dang, I actually thought he had more yards, but yeah, that sounds about right.
No, Tyler Higbee was second in terms of targets, surprisingly, for 7 receptions for 71 yards. So there you go. And then Allen Robinson finally got involved for 5 targets for 4 receptions, 53 yards, and a touchdown. So
I had a friend who had Robinson. He was so mad he wasn't getting targets today.
I think with the only consistent player I can say on this team is Cooper Kupp if you do fantasy. That's the only one that you can know he's going to be consistent because there's no one really else that they can throw to.
Mm-hmm.
And then in terms of the run game, I don't know what they do with the run game. I have no idea what the hell they ever do. Like today, Darrell Henderson had 5 less carries, and he still did better than Cam Akers.
That's crazy.
Like he had 10 carries for 47 yards, and he got a touchdown. His longest rushing attempt was 13 yards. Cam Akers had 15 attempts for 44 yards, and his longest attempt was 8 yards.
Jeez.
So it's a running back by committee over there, and I think if you're to pick one, I'd probably say Darrell Henderson is better. Even though Darrell Henderson did not get targeted in the receiving game at all. That was Cam Akers. He got targeted 3 times for 2 receptions and 18 yards. But no, Darrell Henderson looks like the running back for the Rams right now until something happens. But right now, that running game is just a mess.
By the way,
Cooper Kupp fumbled the ball and almost cost him the game.
Damn. It's actually a pretty good game right here. I know they just got called for a flag, and we missed the touchdown right there. Aaron Jones went in for a touchdown. But Chicago, I think they're bringing their game so far. Second quarter, 10:27 left to go, and the
Rodgers already pissed.
Yep, already pissed off.
Yeah. Let me see.
I mean, their O-line is like not protecting them. Like, what's going on?
Because they don't have David Bakhtiari.
Yeah.
I will say this. So, based off the performance by the Rams today, do you guys think that they will still win the NFC West? And are there any questions?
No,
I don't win it.
I don't think so. No.
Wow. Okay, so you guys don't think the Rams?
We're giving up
will
on
win
the Rams.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's over.
Well, I mean, who do you think will win it then?
Niners.
Niners, Striper ball.
Well,
Yeah, I guess I could agree. The Niners look a bit more complete.
Was
Even
a
though
resident
they aren't
Niners
Trey
fan.
Lance, Jimmy G is Jimmy G is Jimmy G.
I mean, I think I've heard a few people saying the Saints can do it. Bucks, Niners.
Yeah, after today's
Those are like the
performance, I
three
don't know
teams.
about the Saints, man.
Saints as well.
Saints, man.
Eagles.
Eagles look okay. I think the offense looks like it's hitting on all cylinders. The only thing that worries me about that team is the run game still. While Miles Sanders did look pretty good last week, they don't know who the running back one is all the time. They switch it all the time, and they always get injured. Also, the O-line is not the best, but it gets the job done. And then defense slowly improving. And I think with what happened to the Cowboys, even though the Cowboys won today, this is a perfect opportunity for the Eagles to get out to a 2-0 lead in the season and still stay on top. I mean, what would you say? Do you think the Eagles win the NFC East or no?
As of right now, yes. I do think that they can carry it.
What happens if this would actually be funny? What happens if we get another year like 2020 where the Washington Redacted take the division?
That'll be wild, but
Will we ever have a year like that again? That was incredible.
No. Also, that is the year of Mickey Mouse fantasy football and all that. Where
and basketball too.
Yeah, that too, and baseball too.
Yeah, baseball.
Yes, to all the Boston Dodgers fans out there, your trophy's
Those
fake.
exist.
Your trophy's fake. Piss off.
Dodgers are America's team.
Yeah, same with 2018. Doesn't count. What, you cheaters.
Ooh.
And what's funny is the Red Sox are still gonna. Didn't they extend Cora and their general manager?
Yeah, I think they did.
3 more years.
Bruh, they're ready for more pain still. They think they're the Tampa Bay Rays right now.
Hey, they wasted their money on the wrong players, a la Travis Story.
Yeah, also Jesus Familia.
Yeah,
why did you do that?
Still cheating over Trevor Story.
No, more so Jesus Familia. Why did they sign him?
Oh, that was the worst decision ever. They're desperate.
Yeah, they're desperate. And also, I think the most scummy thing they did was trade Christian Vasquez to the team that they were playing on that day.
Yeah, that was really stupid. But I think Chaim Bloom just doesn't. I think he's kind of he's not a great fit for the Red Sox in terms of front office.
So, how many more years till you get rid of the cheater, Cora?
3?
3 more years.
3 more years of people saying, nah.
Yeah, but honestly, like, he was also a hero for the Red Sox in 2007, so people like him. He's like why Red Sox fans like the Dodgers because of Roberts.
Or because everyone on the Dodgers used to be a Red Sox player.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like the L.A. Boston connection. It's like half of the players on the Red Sox were former Dodgers, and a few of them were former Red Sox. So it's like everyone loves each other.
They're possibly one of the worst connections known to mankind in sports. You had to root for good old spoiled LA and the most hated team in the MLB in terms of the West Coast, the Dodgers. Even though the Dodgers have good players and all that.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Aaron Boone. I think they're going to get. I'm not sure when they're going to get football Booney with the Yankees.
Well, I think if they screw up big time in the playoffs or the postseason.
Yeah, that's grounds for firing.
Yes.
Who would you be down to see? Do you think who would you want to see as the as the head coach of the Yankees? Don.
Oh God.
The head coach.
Yeah.
Oh geez.
Who do you want to see? Tony La Russa.
No, not that.
Then he gets fired.
I think knowing the Yankees, I think they're gonna. I mean, I would have liked Buck Showalter back, but they didn't. They didn't get up during that offseason.
How about Joe Girardi?
No.
I think they're. I think knowing the Yankees, here's what they're gonna do. I think they're gonna go out and hire Don Mattingly. But that's not who I probably want. I'd probably go with someone. I
Pete
don't know.
Rose.
No,
No, stop.
stop. We don't need
Stop.
another cheating like some guy betting. God,
The high end talent, right, Don?
the culture, man.
Culture.
Culture.
Yeah.
Culture.
I can't wait for all the comments if we get any about like, oh no, FKP is accusing the Red Sox of cheating in 2018. And then they'll go back to, well, Big Brother, aka was it Rob Manfred, said this. Then please explain to me why you guys had Alex Cora suspended, and then you also had to fire your head camera person, and then you lost draft picks.
Well, Alex Cora got
I know it's for the Astros, but I think he also
Astros.
got suspended too for the Boston Red Sox thing.
I think it was all Astros, to be honest.
Honestly, not a bad hire for the Yankees would be Joe Espada, who is the current bench coach of the. I hate to say this, but the Houston Astros, because he used to be the coach on the Yankees for a little bit.
Dear God.
Could I get some?
The Yankees are blowing it up already, and they haven't even made to the postseason.
Can I get some insight on what happened recently with Brett Favre?
Yeah, Brett Favre.
I don't know much, but I'll let
I don't know either.
PJ and
I even know what's going on.
With the
I've
welfare
never heard
thing?
of it. Yeah.
The welfare thing. You know what I'm
sounds
talking
like some Brett Favre activity.
about? Yeah. He like stole a bunch of money or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
how it
because he
works.
set up like a volleyball stadium court.
Oh, hey, hold on. We have an update for was it, I think, should we talk about the Broncos real quick? I know we're talking MLB, but I got news on Jerry Jeudy's injury today.
No,
yeah,
shoot.
well,
Yeah, let's
Yes.
go there.
Good news so far for wide receiver Jerry Jeudy. X-rays on his ribs were negative per source. More tests tomorrow. So I guess they shall see if he is okay for next week. But
for
should
the
we?
people that have Jerry Jeudy in fantasy, you can at least breathe a little bit more easy.
Yeah, I know that was me. Ha ha ha! I
Mhm.
got my ass beat because of that. I hate it. I hate it so much right now. Everyone's just making fun of me. I'm like, he's the only 0-2 guy. He sucks. And then it's gonna be like later along the line. It's like week 6 or something like that. All their players are injured, and they're gonna be like shit. And I'm gonna have like Drake London going off every week, and they're like, damn, this motherfucker doing so good. Shit. And I'll be like, yeah, you talking your shit. Where the fuck Nick Chubb at? Where the fuck Aaron Jones at? They on the bench. That's where they at. I will say the only player I'm suspect of that I have right now is Zeke Elliott, but I'm like, I don't know. I think I might like ride or die with him because fucking Cowboys have no one else to run the ball through. I know everyone's saying Tony Pollard, but Pollard ain't doing shit really. Because Jerry Jones. That's all that needs to be said. All right. Anyway, should we continue on baseball or should we get to the Texans versus the Broncos real quick?
Let's pivot back to football here. Let's
right.
go see what went on today in Mile High.
So the Broncos pulled away with the victory at the last minute. They won 16-9 over the Houston Texans, and boy, do the Broncos have many question marks.
I didn't actually get to see this game, so go off, King.
So majority of the time, I will tell you this, the first 3 quarters were just hell. If you expected to see like a high-scoring game, well, based on the final score, you did not get that at all. I mean, was it the first quarter? It was 3-3. Second quarter, it was 6-6. The third quarter, it was 9-6 for the Texans, surprisingly. And then the Broncos finally scored a touchdown, the only touchdown of the game in the fourth quarter, and then they got a field goal and they won. But overall, passing attack was just not there at all, unless your name was Cortland Sutton, because, Jerry Jeudy wasn't there. He wasn't there today because he got injured. And Russ was not really cooking today. He had 31.
The Packers got another freaking touchdown.
Hey, Packers going Super Bowl.
After Rodgers got sacked like 5 times that drive.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That's true. But so the Russell Wilson, all the Seahawks' favorite player, even if he got booed that night. He completed 14 for 31, 219 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Compared to Davis Mills, who completed 19 for 38 and 177 yards, no interceptions and no touchdowns. I would, to be honest with you, for Russ, that's pretty disappointing.
Yeah.
That is actually rather disappointing. And this is at the Mile High Club too.
Yeah.
Or Mile High Stadium. Overall, though, it's I don't know. Oh, another Aaron Jones touchdown.
The Seahawks is all he knows.
Yeah. Damn, so many people are going to be laughing at me now, especially some in my league. I say A.J. Dillon's better than Aaron Jones, but yeah. We'll see coming halfway through the season when there's already problems.
You had a wide running lane there.
But, I mean, what was it? Yeah, Broncos look rusty. The Broncos look very rusty right now. I mean, they couldn't get anything done. They had to wait till the very end to finally pull this game away. And they were at home, too, against the Texans. I mean, what are your thoughts, Big Don and DJs, man?
Broncos, I have to say, again, they don't really look up to par. I know that the first game against the Seahawks was their first time with Russell, but today I was expecting a lot better from Wilson and the offense, but I guess they just pulled it out, did the marginal. Everyone was booing them today. So it just didn't seem like it was a great game for them. I do think that they will be able to turn the ship around. But again, against the Texans, a team that we're not having a lot of expectations for, it didn't seem that great. And again, Russell, 14 for 31. That's not really numbers that we're used to seeing Wilson having. So it's either that he's just getting used to the offense that the Broncos run and also with the new head coach, or they're really missing some pieces.
Yeah, I mean, this does beg the question a little bit. Even though the Broncos have won a game compared to the Raiders who have not won a game, would you put the Raiders ahead of the Broncos right now, or would you still say the Broncos are ahead of the Raiders? Or where would you place them pretty much in the AFC West?
I would say Broncos 3, Raiders 4.
Okay. What about you, Don?
Oh boy, it's gonna be hard to predict.
You can join too, Sloan.
Yeah, I think Broncos. Even though I don't know what to think of the Broncos right now because they're not riding.
What do you think, Sloan?
Well, the Raiders are interesting, right? Because I mean, Carr for the longest time, like they put so much faith in him. Then Gruden, of course, he's gone, and they're continuing with him. And now they have Vontae, right?
Yeah, so there's no excuses for him. If he screws up now, it's all over, and
that's what I'm saying, and it's like sucks because like I was kind of like a Carr believer for a while, but not really like a believer, but like I was like, okay, he's someone who I thought could make playoffs. But
yeah,
I don't know. I'm starting to second guess a lot of what the Raiders are doing right now. So putting him at 4th, I totally understand. It's just a shame because I thought they were going to go somewhere, especially with just Vontae getting on, right? Like you said, no excuses.
That is the thing, though, is their offense is very good for the Raiders. It's just their defense always disappoints every single year. And at least with the Broncos, their defense is okay. It's more competent than I would say the Raiders.
Sure.
It has more life and at least can be more consistent than the shitty Raiders. It's every year with the Raiders. They'll have a really good offense, but then their defense doesn't know how to play defense at all, and then that's it.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah.
And then if your offense doesn't show up, you're just completely screwed.
Yeah, and the Raiders do that a lot too. They love to do that for some reason.
Yep.
And I don't know how it's going to go with McDaniel. Josh McDaniel, I have my doubts because of his history in Denver and it not ending very well.
It's It's those
Because
gosh
I have
darn
left-
Patriots coaches that can't do anything except for maybe Mike Vrabel, who's a beast.
or Brian Flores.
Yeah, Brian Flores,
Yeah, Flores.
and I guess we're gonna get to him in a minute. Brian Dable, what a beast!
Oh my God! All right, yeah, let's get to the Giants now. The Giants, one of the only teams
Let's go.
that are 2-0 somehow.
Danny Dimes got up.
I don't know how they're 2-0.
Danny Dimes, baby.
They got out with probably, dude. All the games were either because I think today's list of this week's list of games was actually better than last week's. But then again, we saw more choke jobs than ever before.
Yeah, I know.
Man.
I've not seen this many choke jobs in 1 week.
Yeah.
I think how many did we see? We saw 3 or 4.
Mhm.
We saw the Raiders. We saw the
The Browns.
Browns.
We saw the Ravens.
Yep.
And who else? Let me see. We almost did get the Falcons and the Cowboys.
Oh my goodness.
We almost did. I would have laughed so hard if both of those teams lost too. I would have laughed so hard, but we didn't. So let's see.
Playing field is level.
The New York Giants defeated the Carolina the Carolina Panthers, 19-16. And yeah, Baker Mayfield is not it.
What
I can't believe
I forgot
Alprez
what
was right.
Alprez calls him. Tiny. I don't know what.
Baker Mayfield is not that man.
Let me tell. This was a very messy game, to be honest with you, because the Giants got off to had some luck in the first.
They were
quarter
ahead
where
6-0 in the beginning.
Yeah, they're up 6-0 off of 2 turnovers from Carolina, and that was. But they didn't come out and execute to get those touchdowns, so they still have field goals, and they weren't able to get the run game going. Saquon didn't really have that many yards.
He looks pretty good, but the thing is, they couldn't do anything. Unlike last week, I'm still surprised that Saquon didn't do anything against the Panthers versus he did something against the Titans. Then again, the Titans' defense overall is not very good either.
Dang. 21 carries. Wow.
Yeah, they're just giving him the ball.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, they're relying on Saquon more this year.
And averaging 3-yard carry. Just, man. Does
Yeah,
not
it's
look like
not good.
Saquon.
I mean,
Like,
the
he's
only
taking-
time this game got interesting was the third quarter when both teams scored a touchdown. But then after that, it went back to regular scheduled programming of field goals. So
Yeah.
if you were there in person, you got bored to hell. You were bored.
Yeah, they'll have to flip back to the Jets game, which was pretty exciting. But
Yeah, but I think
I mean, the defense came to play at least.
Yeah.
But that's because Baker Mayfield's a tiny quarterback, and he got the bat and his pass batted down 5 times during the game.
And the Mayfield Puffer boys will continue to advocate for him.
Puffers.
Look at me, I'm a Baker Mayfield fan.
oh my god, I can't wait for next week, bro. Who the Giants play next week on it looks like Monday Night Football. They play the Cowboys.
Oh,
Hmm.
Oh,
boy.
let's go, baby.
The Giants
3-0.
Should be a good one.
3-0.
Yeah, I want to see 3-0. I do. And then we're gonna see the excuses of we don't have Dak Prescott.
If we're the Giants.
They could go 4-0 because they're playing the Bears the following week.
Give me that schedule, baby.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
Don, I'm rooting
This-
for you. I'm rooting
this
for you,
team-
Don.
This is
This
going to be the
team has
highlight of my
hope.
year.
Then they go to
Let's
they
go
go,
4-0.
they go to Lambeau.
Uh-oh.
This team actually has
I don't
hope.
know. I think they play in the UK that day.
Wait, really?
Bruh.
No.
Giants,
No.
okay.
The
No, they're
UK's
playing at
about
the-
to see if we can massacre live television.
Oh, they're playing at Tottenham Hotspur.
Oh hell no!
Yeah.
Fucking Tottenham.
It's time to get up.
Fuck off those shitheads. Fucking shitbuds.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah. Today was Arsenal Day because they played, so I have my Arsenal gear on.
There's going to be a bunch of fucking wankers.
Yeah,
Full kit,
fucking
full-
Wankers.
Fuck it, wankers.
The full kits.
Fuck it. They're
Yeah.
going to be out and about today. Watch
But
the
so
Giants
overall-
take on the
To get
The Green
to get
Bay
this full circle
Cockamamie.
is there actual hope or is it just false hope for the Giants right now?
Oh, man. This is an interesting question, right?
I think false hope
I
still.
think they're.
Also,
I think there is. I think the Giants are going to do really anything. I still have low expectations for them, but
if
they're just a
Saquon
step
looks
in the
like
right direction.
I think
once-
if Saquon gets back to his regular self, then we could. It maybe it isn't false hope.
Yeah,
What do you
let-
mean
like,
by his
maybe
regular
for a
self?
little
Like
bit.
oh shit, injury time. Is that what
Yep.
you're implying?
No.
No, no, please don't.
No.
I don't want him to turn into the next Barry Sanders.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Which could easily happen.
It could.
Fuck off,
The
don't
Giants
say
need to
that.
get up and. I mean, their offensive line's been doing pretty well.
Yeah, they're making Danny Dimes look good right now. Holy shit.
I
Holy
mean, he didn't
shit.
really have that great of a game. He had a great game last week, but his QB rating last week was like around 117, which is pretty darn good. This week was around like I don't know 80 something. It was a Giants defense that ultimately came to playing, and let me tell you something. That unit looks a lot more cohesive now
Yeah.
with Wink Martindale running the show.
Well, Don, let me ask you, Brian DeBall, is he beast or least?
I think the fact that he turned Josh Allen to a perennial MVP, I think that makes him pretty beast.
Beast.
What, Josh Allen in Duval or Josh Allen the quarterback?
Duval, baby.
Oh, Duval. Okay, good. But so what are we saying with the Giants then? Is it false hope or legit?
I think with the where we came from, it's legit hope.
Okay.
It's a step in the right
Wow,
direction.
holy shit. The Giants fan actually has legit hope right now.
Well,
What the fuck?
the thing is, I think that the great debate's going to be once the season ends is whether we're not going to keep Daniel Jones because we did not pick up his option. I think the Giants are going to be.
Giants are gonna go look for a quarterback.
The Giants are going to go draft. I don't know, Will Levis.
just give him 4 more years, guys.
4 more. We need the.
Yeah.
We need
We don't get him. We
the
can
Mike
always just
Center
get
treatment.
Sam Darnold instead.
Jeez.
Or what happens if Jimmy G goes to you guys after this year?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god! All the women in freaking New York will just be like going absolutely ham.
Oh man.
they'd have the fucking
They have the
dog
MILF Hunter
himself,
and then
Zach
Jimmy G.
Wilson. Then they'd have the sexiest man in the NFL, Jimmy G.
Yep.
Does Jimmy G really want to leave the California girls?
To be honest with you, I think if the Niners make a deep run and they do well, I think they should sign him again.
Mm-hmm.
I think they should possibly keep him long term if we do really well this year. I'd say if we make because I don't think we're gonna have that much luck as like last year. Last year was pretty lucky.
Here's the
Because-
thing with the Niners.
Huh?
I think Jimmy G's fine, but there's
Yeah.
going to be that debate of, okay, we need to eventually get Trey Lance going, or we're just going to admit he's a bust.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I think it's just like I don't think last year we're gonna get that kind of luck of the Cowboys fucking themselves over by deciding to run the ball.
And God
the
damn it,
last
Aaron
second.
Rodgers is pissed off.
Yeah, but
I
I
hate to
think
interrupt, but we got pissed off Aaron Rodgers now.
if somehow the Niners are able to make it back to the NFC Championship, then the Niners will probably have to sign Jimmy G again.
Well, speaking of, here's an alternative for the 49ers. If it doesn't end up well, and if the Niners feel like, okay, we're a quarterback away, I just say get Aaron Rodgers.
Fucking
Niners-
hell, you think we get Aaron? Holy shit, dude.
You almost
Wow.
got him.
Damn.
Yeah, that was how many years ago, though, and he's still pissed off at us.
You want
It's
him
like-
forever pissed
It's
off.
like us saying, "Oh yes, was it Tom Brady? Was it Giselle just left him?" He's like, "You know what? Fuck that shit. I'm gonna go to
Well,
my
San
hometown team, the 49ers."
Yeah.
Imagine he does that shit. He says, "I'm gonna retire," then he's like, "Nah, fuck this noise. I'm going to the Niners for at least a season." I swear to fuck, dude. If somehow if Tom Brady goes to the fucking Niners, and all the Endicott students become Niners fans, I'm just gonna, I don't know. I think I
It's
might
not gonna
get
be great.
royally fucking pissed then.
You might never watch another game again.
Yeah, no, that's actually true. I fucking might have to question myself.
Hey, you know what? It would be time to move to the Raiders.
No,
Fuck no.
hell no.
Fuck no. No. I ain't doing that shit yet. I'd rather move to the fucking Seahawks than the goddamn Raiders.
Well, Roger's probably gonna get it done in the red zone.
I think, I mean, what
Give
is
the
it?
ball off. Oh wait,
With
fake. Yeah,
what's going on, if they did get Rodgers, I would say it shows that the Niners are in win now mode and they have to win at least one Super Bowl.
yep. As I predicted, it's gonna be a blowout.
I mean, I do hope the Niners win a Super Bowl within my lifetime, but fucking hell, I've been through that twice, and each time they choked. So
He's like, why can't I
Must
just
be,
been born
must be tough to
earlier?
choke a Super Bowl.
fuck off. Goddamn fucking.
You could
No,
have lived
Flacco, his
we got
moment.
Steve Young.
Yeah, we lost to Joe Flacco and we lost to Kermit the Frog.
Oh, that's not great.
Fuck New Orleans and then fuck Miami. Even though
Flacco
I kind
went
of
beast
do
mode.
like the Dolphins a bit.
Hey, Cheeseburger Boy beat you too.
God damn it.
We don't mention Cheeseburger Boy here.
Colt McCoy.
Fuck off. Colt
What
McCoy.
a
I
beast.
went for the jugular.
Oh my god. Alan Lazard touchdown. What the fuck? All right. That was it. I was trying to trade with this kid who had Zeke. I was like, I will give you Mark Ingram and Alan Lazard. He says, fuck you. Now Alan Lazard gets a
He's like,
touchdown.
what are you saying?
Alan Lazard gets a touchdown. I'm like, he's probably gonna be like, I'll do the trade. I'm like, nah, fuck you. Alan Lazard scored. I mean, yeah,
First touchdown. this year.
fucking Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady. I think I will not have as many complications if Aaron Rodgers goes. I will have more complications if Tom Brady does.
Well, did you see Brady play today? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You want to get to that? You want to get to that
First,
briefly? You
no,
want
we're
to
gonna
get?
pull up the fight video. That's what we're gonna do.
Well,
fucking
I've been kind of eager to get to that because I didn't have a lot of context when I saw it.
All right, let's get to it.
All right, let's pull this up because that was more interesting than the game. Tom Brady throwing iPads is not.
Tom Brady.
It's uncalled for.
It's funny, like watching Brady last year and then this year, and it looks like this year he aged like 20 years.
He's actually
Yeah, it's like
playing.
the drugs.
It's
he was
probably.
taking
I think
were-
it's a Bruce Arians effect, bro.
Oh man.
no.
Either that or Giselle's really like on his fucking ass.
Yeah, and he's tanking. Purposely tanking.
Giselle took away my protein shakes or some shit. Fuck.
She took away the Xbox. Oh no, that was Kyler Murray. My bad.
All right, so we're gonna pull up the video right now.
What fight is it?
Yeah, what, Brady was getting bitched at.
No.
That's what I thought I saw. I don't know what it was though. Guy didn't have a lot of context.
Let me see how many points Alan Lazard has. Wait, what? I can actually just calculate that through like the box score right now. He has 2 receptions for 13 yards and a touchdown. Okay, so he's like okay. If it's PPR, that's actually pretty good. That's like flex numbers. But yes, the fucking Packers are bitching the Bears right now because the Bears must have been smoking at Zaza after they beat the Niners. They got high off their own supply, and then they just came back to reality.
Here we go.
Casey Evans came off, and he
Boom.
Lattimore wouldn't be surprised to see some guys
Oh,
from here, KB. Yeah, New York can get involved and make decisions here. We told you earlier about Lattimore,
Oh hell no!
oh shit.
and that is really
Fournette-
what got this
Fournette
going. And
getting
then
in there.
Evans came on.
There's no way the NFL is going to suspend Brady because I feel like Brady instigated that shit a bit more too.
No. Brady last year got his first flagrant.
Yeah, and everyone lost their crap because of it.
They
Give him
hated
LeBron.
on flags everywhere. Casey Evans.
And that game was boring too. It was like 3-3 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, until
Yeah.
like the end where it's like, okay, the Bucks actually won a game finally against the Saints.
The Bucks are gonna win. They're gonna be like top of their conference, but like
They're gonna
they're
barely
gonna be
be
so
there.
boring to watch.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's kind of true. I
Yeah.
thought honestly Tom Brady would still do pretty well. I know it's still like it's only week 2 of the NFL,
hmm
so we still have a long way. Oh my God, they're already questioning Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, but I
God
don't
damn it.
I don't even think they
He's
got
already under
the,
the mic. He hasn't even had 2 games.
How is it people are now questioning him, even though before they should just look at his repertoire of being a terrible head coach?
He was
Now
playing
they
Bill
start
Belichick's a
questioning him.
genius.
Oh my
He-
god!
Twitter doesn't even get the score right. It was 29-23.
Who cares?
So-
They still lost. Same thing.
Yeah, they still lost.
Doesn't matter.
Here's the thing they need to realize. Let me tell you something. Bill Belichick is an absolute genius because he produces so many NFL head coaches that just suck in the league. No one is winning so many of these darn championships.
I mean, Brian Flores was not bad,
Yeah, Brian Flores was a beast.
He is a
but
beast.
then Bill Belichick was racist towards him.
Oh shoot.
That's true.
Mm.
And then Belichick said, "Hey, Roger, deal with this one for me."
We're on to Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
Ron.
that would have actually been kind of funny and kind of nice if the Steelers did beat the Patriots. That would have been like a revenge game for Brian Flores.
Mitch Trubisky just couldn't get it done.
Even
As we
No,
predicted.
the defense was bitching. The defense was bitching the Patriots offense though the entire
Mhm.
time.
Look, I just want
They were just kicking the shit out of them.
Yeah.
It was just the offense couldn't do anything, which is going to be for both teams. Their offenses are fucking dog shit.
Mm.
Mm.
They're
Also,
terrible.
It sucks when you lose your $50 million star D end too.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
It's a problem when somehow the fucking Jaguars and the Browns offense looks better than you. I don't know how.
that's
the
so true.
Jaguars and Browns offenses look better than both the Steelers and the fucking Patriots.
Pickett, come on, give him a try.
So you get week 6.
Goddamn, Christian Kirk is a better receiver right now than anyone on either of those teams right now. But
Here's what happened. You were supposed to fight freaking George Pickens was supposed to be Antonio Brown. What the hell?
I'm not gonna act like the Steelers have the best wide receiving core, but they have a very solid group.
I think it's very stagnant because Deontay Johnson doesn't want to be there. He pretty much it feels like he was forced to sign a 2-year extension.
Mm-hmm.
It's just no one wanted him because Yinzer is probably.
Yeah. Well,
Yinzer's
last year-
sending death threats of you fucking take him, we'll fucking find your house. I'm just kidding in that way, but I think it's just no one wanted him for his price
Mhm.
ceiling. He doesn't want to be in Pittsburgh.
yeah.
Chase Claypool,
Oh, he fell off hard last
he
year.
fucking sucks.
Yeah,
And,
he
uh,
did
They were under
terrible.
Juju Pap.
And George Pickens is AB reincarnated, but I don't know if it's in terms of talent wise or in terms of what the fuck are you doing on and off the field wise.
Hey, it's a Steelers tradition.
The moment George Pickens fucking twerks on the field is when it's like, all right, yep, he's AB.
Yeah.
The moment he fucking does that shit, or he does something on another team's logo, yep, he's AB reincarnated.
The culture.
Yeah, the amazing culture.
The Steelers culture.
It's the culture.
Steelers culture. Steelers. Yeah, the bit of Yinzer coming out of him.
Oh
I
shoot!
think they're gonna.
Steelers going to the Super Bowl.
No,
I
don't
think-
do it. I'm gonna become a Steelers fan halfway through.
The Steelers going to the
The
Super
false
Bowl.
hope. The false hope consumes.
Kenny Pickett will lead this team to the Super Bowl. And
I think that
TJ
the,
Watt will have the most sacks of anyone and win Defensive Player of the fucking year.
I think they're gonna love Iron Eagle after saying he described Heinz Field today as Yinzer Palooza.
Oh, I fucking love that. When you texted that to me in the chat, I was like, oh my god.
When I heard that,
Yinzer
and like
Palooza.
I just heard like all of
It's
the
fucking Yinzer Palooza out there right now.
Yinzer Palooza with the yellow towels.
I mean, yeah, this was like pretty much
like your
that,
yellow
that game was a
towels.
reality check for the Steelers of like, bro, your team's shit.
Yeah, it's always win the first game, Super Bowl, lose the next. All right, we're done.
False hope.
False hope, brother.
Let's-
False
let's-
hope.
But Steelers go Super Bowls.
Or
I
have the
think-
high-end talent play Brady. Okay, we're done.
Here I come to save the day.
Or it could be worse. Could be the Patriots. Every year, it's you know that one. It's like, okay, babe, it's time for your annual blah blah blah, and it's like this year, it's the Dolphins every year with the fucking back. Okay, dear, it's time for your annual ass beating in Miami. Yes,
Yes,
dear.
dear. Yep, pretty much.
But I mean, so in terms of what we just saw with the whole, I guess we can also get to the Bucks and the Saints now. was it? It was Mike Evans got suspended and Lattimore. No, they didn't get suspended. They just got ejected.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to get suspended or no?
I don't know. They could. If this
Will
was the
Roger
NBA, it
Goodell
would be a
hard ass
suspension.
or no?
Well, if it was the NBA, they'd get probably big fines, suspension, and they'd have to publicly apologize to
Yes.
the
Yeah.
NBA guy there. But
And then a moment of silence.
yeah, the moment of silence, and then they'd put like pictures of like
Chill
all
out, man. This isn't the Premier League. Come on.
oh my god, don't get me started
Oh,
with that.
jeez.
Where they have to apologize publicly on Twitter and everything.
Oh, my goodness.
Every
Oh,
time.
did you hear like everyone criticizing when the Queen like died? How they're like, we really should still be having soccer, and like there were 3 matches that got postponed.
Bro, we talked about this last time. Oh, my gosh. This was like a big, yeah.
I kind of do think they should have still played them, but I mean, it's what they want to do. I just think they should have still played.
Yeah,
I mean, it also kind of did lead towards more like people like criticizing the royal family. Then it's like, bruh,
yeah,
you let fucking I think they let lacrosse, rugby, and what other sport play, but then they don't let the Premier League play,
ridiculous.
which I don't get at all. Motherfuckers aren't gonna go see those games. They're gonna go see fucking men kicking balls, and then they're gonna kick each other's balls
Yeah,
in the stands. But
they're all gonna fight each other.
yeah, they're gonna fucking fight each other. So what do we think about the Bucks and the Saints game, though? Do you think the Bucks look legit, or are they pretty sus right now?
It's like what I said earlier. They're gonna do good in their
Boring
conference.
as fuck.
Just boring. Absolutely. Like you're not gonna even if you're a Bucks fan, like how are you gonna watch those games? How are you gonna go to those?
Oh, update. So we're at halftime now, and the Packers are ahead 24-7, and the Packers scored 21 points in the second quarter. Yes, may Lord have mercy on Justin Fields' soul right now.
Jeez.
Pissed off. The Bears are running back to reality.
Yeah, I mean, though, yeah, they seem pretty boring right now. The Bucks. I mean, who do they play next week?
Let me check.
Come on,
man.
DJs, man. You gotta be on top of this.
I gotta be on top.
Anybody see the
Okay.
halftime of this game where Jimmy G signing everybody's jerseys?
Wait, what the hell? Are you serious? Wait, Prezzo, pull up that video now. Oh, they
The
played
Bucks.
the Packers? Oh, for fuck's sake. We're getting Packers versus Bucks. Oh my god. I want to see the Packers win so bad. I want to see them win so bad. It could happen though, but I still think probably somehow the Bucks will win because God hates us all, and also Roger Goodell will not be allowing that to happen.
Yes. He's gonna bust out the laser eyes and the electricity throwing through his veins.
Yeah, fucking wizard, fucking gremlin. Here, let me look up. So, yo, why the fuck is Nazis trending in Massachusetts? The
Oh,
fuck?
damn.
Oh, what?
You gotta-
We're switching to peace and,
What
before we
the-
get to the Browns. We're switching this to peace and chaos program. Okay, let's see this shit. Is this about the Martha's Vineyard? What,
I don't fucking know.
Whatever the.
I have no
Wait,
idea.
I guess
MVP.
This is on Twitter right now, real quick.
Pull this crap up. Koi.
What, you want me to actually be productive right now?
Yeah, be productive right now. What?
We got an injury though on the Twitter. Here.
Oh,
Who cares?
We got our daily internet sadness
factory
coming from a
set.
high school. Boom.
Dude, I'm not. Was it? Well, yeah. You guys are
called
on Twitter right now, so because I have it on Safari.
Hold up. Let me search it up.
Well, I'm
It's,
looking up Jimmy G though. You said Jimmy G was signing autographs.
Yeah, I saw that during the halftime.
What the hell? Why?
They came out in masses for him too. There was like all of them dressed up in their Jimmy G merch.
Pat McAfee, 'tis Jimmy G's time again. Oh yeah, someone does that. I forgot. It's a drawing Jimmy G every day until he gets traded. Day 228. I love that.
Assholes. Yes. My turn, asshole.
Kyle Shanahan, 8-29 without Jimmy G at QB. 35-16 with Jimmy G at QB. Oh my god. You're kind of telling me that Jimmy G makes fucking Kyle Shanahan? Oh fucking hell!
Hearing Kyle Shanahan right now. If he wasn't there, he wasn't his sexy ass self. Kyle Shanahan will be back on
Jimmy G back like he never left yet.
the Cleveland Browns.
True. Hold on, here, let me see. Jimmy G in Kyle Shanahan's office Monday morning. Oh hell no! Here, hold on. Let me send this to you guys. Josiah Jones. Copy the link. I'm gonna send it in the private chat real quick.
Sorry.
All right, private. Thanks for the private.
Yeah,
Let's hear. Why the fuck is Nazis trending in Massachusetts?
Just saw the 49ers recap this, how Jimmy G looked signing autographs after the game. Oh my gosh.
God damn.
Oh, I just have U.S. trends right now. I don't have
The mass.
I don't have any of the state trends.
It's only halftime, but hashtag Niners are looking good so far. Glad Jimmy G is still around in a time of need. Let's see. There you go, leaving the field. All the stats, and they zoom in on Geno Smith looking depressed as fuck.
God.
He's the savior.
There you go.
1 week wonder, Geno Smith.
The one
Yeah,
week
let's
wonder.
September, dude. Someone posted this on September 11th. Bears should trade for Jimmy G at halftime.
Bears.
Hey, 49ers, we need your quarterback.
Can we borrow him?
This one kind of sucks.
Yeah,
Okay, I think it's time. It's time.
Time for what?
I think it's time to get to the brownies.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Brownie the elf.
Dear God!
I need to play the. Where is it?
Come on, you gotta be ready.
Me?
Oh, here. Okay, let's see this shit.
You
And
didn't
no
get it.
Presidor analysis.
And it'll Presidor.
This is all Baker Mayfield's fault after they lost.
Baker Mayfield's fault.
Cleveland Browns play the New York Jets.
For 8 minutes, do this.
This game, for the fake punt, really irritated me because that allowed the New York Jets to score. The Browns did their job defensively, and the special team comes in and ruins it. Mike Pearford's horrible. He also had a kick late in the game that he kicked at a 5-yard line instead of kicking it out of the end zone. I didn't like that move either. Mike Pearford's a fucking clown. Also, the outside kick recovery was unacceptable. But, again, Joe Woods. I want Joe Woods fired. However, I'd use a silver lining. Silver linings playbook. I'm going to try to use the silver lining.
Jeez.
Oh hell no!
This team,
No.
this is the second game in a row they dominated an opponent. They dominated 2 teams in a row, and the defense collapsed. Last week it was 2 blown coverages. This week it was multiple. I'd say at least a dozen chunk plays that guys were just wide open and catching the ball. Not only wide open, they had yards after the catch. And after the play was whistled dead, you had Denzel Ward, all the defensive backs. Like, looking around, saying, "What the fuck?" That's on Joe Woods. They're obviously not playing the right defense. They're confused. What's going on? So they had at least a dozen plays like this all game by the Jets. They were getting chunk yardage. Now, whether they were running the ball and the Browns were over pursuing or they were missing tackles, they just played terrible on defense today.
Right.
I mean, they played absolutely atrocious. Joe Woods had the worst game I've ever seen. I mean, last week should have been a wake-up call to him. Should have been a fucking wake-up call. You don't let no one get behind you in a fucking game like that when you're dominating it. I thought last week was a fucking anomaly. But this week it happened again. And so we had a 30-17 lead. When Cade York missed that extra point, I had a weird feeling. I'm like, man, that shouldn't come back.
This is 8 minutes long. God damn it. Get 8 minutes to say that Joe Woods should be fired.
Hey,
This is the only thing he uploaded. What the hell?
I have something from Barry McCockner. It says, Hunter Renfro, your daughter dating privileges are hereby revoked.
God damn it.
What the hell does he mean by that? Aaron Rodgers reciting Alex Jones conspiracies mid-play as he fires a rocket 30 yards downfield, absolutely devastating to his opponent. Sandy Hook, hut hut.
Oh,
Pizzagate was real. Green, 19, set, go.
Jeez.
Aaron Rodgers is 66-1 when he has a 17-point lead at any point in a game. The one loss was to Andrew Luck in 2012. Fields is no luck. This game is over.
Great analysis.
Hey.
Bears fans spend so much time being triggered over the Favre and Rodgers era when they should be more triggered over only winning one Super Bowl in the 80s when they had the best defense in the league for 5 straight years. That's kind of true. That's actually kind of true.
Wow.
Probably because they didn't have an offense for the life of them.
Don, did you see the top comment of that video? Joseph Flacco still making the beast dance after all these years.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Or
Joseph
what was it?
Flacco.
Brett Brown should hire Rex Ryan as defensive coordinator at this juncture.
Jesus. All right.
God, I wish I
let's get to it
live
then.
stream this game.
The Cleveland
Browns.
Browns got well, not really curb stomped. They
They blew it.
They blew it against the New York Jets.
They
They had every opportunity to win, but they didn't.
They blew it.
They blew it.
This
And
was off a
BJ's
game where
for you.
Nick Chubb, he got 3 touchdowns for them and they still fucking blew it.
Jesus.
How you gonna do that?
I don't know. It's called being the New York. It's called being the Cleveland Browns. At least the New York Jets have
Here's
more
my thing, because
success.
I actually paid a good amount of attention to this game because it was up freaking CBS or whatever the fuck.
Whatever CBS
Pure
was.
Adidas.
It's
Shit
crazy
coming
how
forward. But
what
I think for Cleveland, they had control of this game,
mhm.
but ultimately they just let it slip away. I'm not sure what they were thinking.
Oh my
What's the end of
god!
the game?
There was one point in this game they had a 99.8% chance of winning,
Yeah, and they had the ball with like 2 minutes,
and then they
left,
lost at the end.
and they could have just blocked it out. But no, they decided to go with a touchdown play to Nick Chubb. I let him do his thing, and then they gave the ball back to Joe Flacco. They blew a wide open coverage. They left Corey Davis.
You know, if you're letting Corey
5-yard
Davis
bomb.
score a touchdown, you got a problem.
And then they gave up the onside kick. And then let me tell you something. Garrett Wilson had a really good game for the Jets.
He had 2 touchdowns.
He had 2 touchdowns for over 100 yards.
The rookies came out to play today. He got 2 touchdowns, and Brees Hall finally got his first touchdown.
And Joe
Yeah.
Flacco, I mean, I'm not sure what's going to happen by the time week 4 comes around, but I think the Jets might need to keep Joe Flacco in.
Oh God!
He's elite. He's back to being elite.
A false hope ensues New York right now as Joe Flacco gets.
It's now elite.
Yeah, we saw elite Joe Flacco today with 26 completions off of 44 attempts for 307 yards and 4 tutties.
Braden Mann, 17 yards as well. What a beast.
Jesus, man. This was a pretty bad game, especially if you're a Browns fan. Just what's even worse.
I mean, how are you going to do that? I mean, Amari Cooper had a really good game.
I love how so many people wrote him off after last week. It's like, dude, Amari Cooper will be fine. There's a reason why they got him or they traded for him. Wow, 99.9% chance of winning the Cleveland Browns, and they still lost.
Only in
Must
Cleveland.
be me.
Not even Atlanta could do that.
What are you talking about? Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about now.
I don't think Atlanta had 99.9% chance of winning, and they blew it. I don't know. So
No, never.
Ravens-
it's not
Ravens
like
probably
it's
did.
happened multiple times. So, yeah. To all Browns fans out there, you fucked. You blew it also, too. You blew it. You really blew it.
you're gonna wait until Deshaun Watson comes back, and by the time that happens, the team's gonna
You're
be
all screwed.
because they blew a 13-point lead against the Jets with a minute and a half left to go in the game.
Like, who do they play next? Oh, they play the Steelers. Okay.
Oh, that's
We're
a big
ready-
game.
We're ready to watch a terrible game.
Terrible challenge.
We're going to watch 2 terrible teams play each other.
It's the AFC North, baby.
Or
It's good,
somehow-
hard-nosed Ohio, Pennsylvania football right there.
I don't know, man. Do you think this is a statement win for the Jets to show that they look actually pretty good and they could there's no way in hell they're going to the playoffs, but do you think they could be better than like certain teams like the Patriots this year or no?
I think
Yeah,
they could be
it's gonna
better
take
than
a
they
while.
were last year. Only if Zach Wilson doesn't really crap the bed.
What happens if Zach Wilson returns and they just keep losing and it's like, oh shit, we gotta bring back Joe Flacco.
Damn. I think if that happens, actually, I think the Jets are in a pretty good situation because they got a lot of young talent. I think they have enough pieces around them.
The
Just
Jets
hey.
get to play the Bengals or the Bungles right now. Should we just call them the Bungles until they finally win a game?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, we
fair.
could say
They
that.
got to start. They got to start
were-
Mike White for that game.
They
The
were fluke.
Jets, so the Jets get to play the Bungles, and then after that they play the Steelers.
The Steelers.
Yeah,
Steelers.
yeah, their schedule's pretty hard. I would say the Jets. They play the Bungles, the Steelers, the Dolphins, the Packers, the Broncos, and the Pats. So it's like
Me.
Jeez, just give the team a break already.
All right,
pretty hard for them.
the New York Jets. What do you expect? But if the Jets can pull off, it's like they're in a similar situation with the Giants. If they can show like some semblance of improvement, I think they'll be all right.
I mean, that bold prediction is still in play though for me at least. But I mean, I don't know if it'll happen, especially off of that schedule. But would I like to see it happen? Hell yeah! Because it's high time that Jets fans have some form of hope, even if it is kind of false hope. It kind of is false hope. Not gonna lie.
They got Zach Wilson though. He's a beast.
Who's a beast?
Zach Wilson. Jesus, man. So yes, the New York Jets of all teams come back to beat the yeah.
The saddest now we're claiming the Browns have now
Cleveland-
reclaimed their title as the saddest franchise in the NFL. It originally was it was the Jets for a little bit. Especially
No,
with the
I
Browns'
went
recent
no.
playoff
It's,
success.
Washington
Now,
is no. I can't say Washington. Washington has at least won a Super Bowl.
yeah, they won like 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah. So yeah, they're pretty bad.
Cleveland, you are now. Are we now
No,
pronouncing
wait. Would you say Cleveland or Arizona?
Could be Arizona. I think they have the most losses.
Arizona's the oldest team in the NFL too,
Yeah, that's right.
and they've never won the Super Bowl. They've made it once, but then they lost.
Yeah, Kurt Warner. What a had a
So I don't
movie.
know. But then again, the Browns have never made it to the Super Bowl.
Mhm.
So maybe the Browns.
Ah, fumble!
From who?
Jeez, false hope for Bears fans right now.
What?
Packers turned the ball over.
No,
What? They got to Rodgers.
No, they got to Aaron Jones.
God damn it, Aaron Jones is why AJ Dillon's gonna take your fucking role soon. Well, I mean, it's not proving it right now, but that fumble kind of does cost things a little bit.
Oh, jeez. What were you doing, Aaron? If you guys are watching the replay of this, it just looks terrible. Now I go into commercial break.
It was so bad. They're going to commercial break now.
Yeah, I didn't think that. I thought this game was going to be pretty bad, but
It says Aaron Rodgers fumbled, not Aaron Jones. So it says Rodgers fumbled the ball.
yeah, I was trying to go for the handoff, but it was very uncoordinated.
So I guess they didn't give it to Aaron Jones then as like the fumble.
They didn't get up.
Well, that doesn't make sense. If it's like handed off to Aaron Jones and Aaron Jones fumbles it, wouldn't that be a fumble on Aaron Jones, not Rodgers? No, who gives a shit? Fumble's a fumble.
It's a fumble.
I don't know. Someone's going to be counting stats and just be like, who was it a fumble on?
They still didn't get up. Hey, should we do something real quick? Should we do a tier list of this week for teams?
Actually, guys, I actually have to bounce off right now, but
Oh no,
yeah, I gotta head out.
we might. Should we? Oh no, should we end it right here then?
No, you guys can keep going. All you. The floor is yours.
Oh hell no!
Yeah.
Oh no, DJ Aceman's leaving.
Now I got to get up and do the screen sharing.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll give you guys
Gotta
screen
get up.
share.
Oh, hell no.
Pacarinos.
Alrighty, boys. Everyone, thank you again. Have a good one.
Adios.
Adios.
Hey,
didn't
Oh,
get
he
up.
died. He
Oh,
died.
He didn't get up.
wait, why did he leave?
Oh,
Dom, what
damn.
happened? Don, what happened?
He died.
You're
I
barred.
I kind of feel bad. Wait, we're still live.
Yeah, we're still alive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, you're going to say something terrible.
Yes.
We'll do it live.
No, I don't want to say this live. We'll do it live. Fuck.
God damn it. We'll do it live. I was also going to ask PJ if you wanted, if I could stay over for freaking homecoming. But
Oh.
no.
Well, is
He didn't
PJ
get up.
okay? Is he upset or anything?
Nah, he's always a busy man. He's got a lot of, he's got some things going on.
Well, wait. So who has control of the stream now?
I do.
Okay.
I get it.
Can you make it unlive? I guess because we're done, right?
I don't know. Is this game worth watching?
No,
Probably
it's kind of nearing the end now. I mean,
Well-
it's kind of like if you want
Fizzle.
to just like watch endless pain, if you're a Bears fan, then be my guest. But yeah, it was kind of over from the start.
Well, because he just signed off, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
much.
So yeah, you could just end it.
So hold up, let's do our ending. So, all right, thanks everyone for joining us today for any given Monday morning. I am FKP. You're here with Big Don and Mr. Sloan himself.
The insert.
And we'll try and get on maybe next weekend to see what other chaos happens in the NFL.
There better be a good Sunday night football game.
Yeah, another Sunday night football game that better be good and not tonight's, because tonight's absolutely terrible.
Who knows?
Unless
Maybe
something happens, but
we'll
anyway.
get the Steelers back.
yeah, get the fucking Steelers on, goddammit. Then we'll actually watch it fully. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and see you next time. Adios.
Peace. No, yeah, that's Peace and Chaos program. God damn it.